Welcome back, Megan. I know you're
Back,
still
Derek.
here, but I just like saying that. It was really fun.
We're right on the
Hello.
edge.
No, I'm not riding the edge today. I'm Bob.
You're
Back over
in pain today.
breakfast. Or broken on butt. Yeah, there you go. Broken on butt. I don't know what this is about, but I thought it was super interesting. It's like we're live to watch the solar system's greatest storm die. So it pretty much has to be on Jupiter, I think. Or is it Saturn? One of those two
Jupiter.
gaseous planets. Anyway,
It says so in the description right there.
well, you cheated. I wasn't going to read, Megan. But I thought it'd be interesting if we watched this video and learned something and listened to it and not read it. Just kidding. I love reading, guys. Don't judge me.
The Great Red Spot of Jupiter is one of the most iconic features.
Hey, look at that. It's my birthday.
8.
Infinity.
Affinity?
Yeah, because I'm ancient.
In our solar system. And your grandkids will likely never see it.
Ooh.
It's a planet-sized storm that's been...
What if, hear me out, it just makes another one? But it's on the different side. Like, instead of being right here, it's like on its other side.
Raging up to
the dark side of Jupiter.
350 years.
Yeah, the dark side of Jupiter.
The United States has been a country.
Crazy.
Astronomers as far back as the 1660s
I had to make that joke, I'm sorry.
looked up and observed it. Your
1660s, goddamn. I didn't know they could see that far then.
You and your generation have seen the incredibly detailed images of the iconic red spot taken by
I'm
NASA's
sure we
Juno
didn't have
spacecraft.
waves or...
It seems permanent, and in as few as 20 years, it could be gone forever. But this video, it's not about Jupiter's great red spot disappearing.
So this is a hypothetical?
It is, but we're gonna go much, much deeper than that.
Here it comes.
Because Jupiter's spot, yeah, it isn't the only thing in our universe disappearing. Things get much, much worse.
Cool.
Jupiter is an awe-inspiring monster. A planet of extremes. Don't agree? Well, here are 5 mind-blowing facts about Jupiter.
I love that it goes like this, dude.
Number 1, Jupiter is 2.5 times the mass of all the other planets in the solar system combined. Yeah,
wow.
The next biggest planet, Saturn, is only 1/3 of Jupiter's mass. 2,
that's a lot.
You can fit 1,300 of our tiny Earths inside this gas giant. Yeah, its internal volume is 1,430 trillion cubic kilometers. Number 3,
wow.
Had it grabbed just 13 more Jupiters worth of material, it could have been a star. Yeah, it's composed mainly of hydrogen and helium.
Wow, so it nearly was a sun.
That's crazy.
That is so crazy, dude.
In an alternate reality, we'd be living in a binary star system. Some say that's the inspiration for the double sun on Tatooine on Star Wars.
That's cool as hell. But I did not know that.
Almost no one, actually. Me mostly. Number 4.
Me, just him.
It's got the largest ocean in the solar system.
I didn't know I had an ocean.
Except it's not made of water. Pressure
so that's not an ocean.
Jupiter's atmosphere compresses its gases into liquid, so you get an ocean of liquid hydrogen. Oh,
that's
and its core?
Pretty dope, actually.
Also liquid hydrogen, except at those pressures, it becomes metallic and starts conducting current. And 5, Jupiter spins 28 times faster than Earth.
What if it just ignites one day?
Yeah, at its equator, it's spinning around at 33,000 kilometers per hour.
Right? Like, do you ever think about that? Like, what if it just like
1,000 miles per hour?
What if it is a star forming?
Lasts 10 Earth hours. The behemoth that can hold 13
Wouldn't that be bad for us?
Oh, terrible. It'd be dope as hell, right?
Other planet in the solar system.
I mean, for the little bit that
Jupiter,
we would be living before we died from heat exhaustion.
Makes sense that
yeah,
it's becoming to the most extreme storm
I would look up
humanity's ever seen.
I'd look up at that and be like dope as hell and then die.
The Great Red Spot.
I mean, you know what I
A
mean?
massive,
Like, dude, that's
high-pressure
awesome as
storm
hell.
that could swallow Earth. Winds exceeding
Yeah, I saw that. I
640
saw that in
kilometers
live
per hour
pictures.
tear around its edges. On Earth,
Like, as the satellite
cyclones
shot
form
past
around
it.
columns of air that rise because of low pressure.
It wasn't
Much
like
rarer
live time,
are
but it was like, you know,
anticyclones that form around
few
columns
days
of
or
air
whatever
forced
delay.
down
Yeah, but we
by
saw the
high-pressure
video of it.
zones. The
Which was like
Great Red
a series of
Spot
pictures that the
is a
satellite we launched
gigantic
into space took.
anticyclone, rotating counterclockwise
Just taking pictures of the
once
cosmos.
every 6 days. And
Yeah.
like I said, it produces winds that howl at speeds close to 700 kilometers per hour. And put that in perspective, the fastest cyclonic wind ever recorded on Earth was Tropical Cyclone Olivia, with speeds topping out at 408 kilometers per hour. As a matter of fact,
At
the
least we're into
winds
running.
in the Great Red Spot are so powerful that gases above it are hotter than anywhere else on Jupiter, heated by the energy of acoustic waves caused by the extreme turbulence of the storm.
That's
So,
fucking
What's
sick,
been
dude.
keeping it going for all these years?
That's so
what
fucking
you-
cool.
So what you're saying is if it became a sun, we would be toasty in like a couple days.
Maybe what would happen, really, you know, Megan, just think about it, because it's pretty far away, right? So maybe what would happen is we would just become a tropical planet.
I mean, yeah, there's that.
Yeah.
Isn't it the closest planet to the sun?
What? No, that's Mercury.
Jupiter. Mercury.
Yeah,
okay, where's
Jupiter's like
Jupiter at?
Jupiter's farther out. It's like Mars, Saturn, Jupiter, I think.
Oh, okay. I thought it was
One
like
factor is the
Yeah.
one of the closest planets to the sun, but
Yeah, it's
apparently
like
it's not.
Mercury, Venus, Earth. For the third one.
Coriolis effect. On Jupiter,
Yeah.
like on Earth, the atmosphere at the equator is traveling much faster than the atmosphere near the poles.
Yeah.
The Coriolis effect happens when slow-moving air moves down from the poles or fast-moving air moves up from the equator.
Yep.
When these air masses move at different speeds through each other, they curve and together create a circular motion.
Yeah.
Jupiter's distinct bands of atmosphere flow in opposite directions.
That
near
is
the
pretty
equator.
cool. I've always thought that was cool
The
about
Great Red
Jupiter.
Spot is like a ball trapped between two opposite currents, acting like huge conveyor belts, spinning the atmosphere between them. This position between these pervasive countercurrents, it drives the Great Red Spot's longevity. The Great Red Spot is currently 16,350 kilometers wide. That's about 1.3 times the width of Earth. The flyby
pretty
measurements
fucking
by
cool.
NASA's Juno spacecraft have mapped it to over 350 kilometers deep. But the Great Red Spot is changing. It was once far bigger. At its peak, when scientists were observing it in the 1800s, it was estimated to be 48,280 kilometers wide, which is over 3 times the width of Earth. Even its color has changed. Over the years, it's displayed a constantly mutating mix of deep reds, fiery oranges, and even a light beige. And it's been shrinking for decades, and that's showing no signs of stopping. Recent observations show that the spot was once more elongated.
Maybe ACs are responsible for this too. We gotta save the red spot by turning off our ACs, guys.
Is now
Man, I think
more
people,
circular.
they just
It's
made
a
that shit
sign
up
that it's
just
losing
to,
structure, not just size.
just because they're jealous.
And
Yeah,
this
100%.
may have already happened once before. In 1665, the astronomer Cassini observed and documented what he called a permanent spot on Jupiter. He tracked it for decades, but after that, Cassini's spot on Jupiter wasn't definitively recorded again until 1831. That's 166 years later. Some modern researchers now believe that Cassini's spot was probably a completely different storm, a massive weather
could be.
system like the Great Red
The
Spot,
fact that it
but
moves back and
one
forth,
that
I'm pretty
eventually
shocked if it
collapsed
didn't just
and
like
dissipated.
reset
Think
itself
about
every
what
now
that
and then.
means. A storm many times the size of Earth, a storm that had been raging long enough for a 17th century astronomer to name it permanent, vanished. silently between observations. No one noticed it was gone. No one knew another storm had taken its place. We've got an entire gap in our understanding of Jupiter's history that we'll never be able to fill. And Jupiter's not the only place
We
that
can
this has
speculate
happened.
it, you know.
A great dark spot was observed on Neptune in 1989, and it vanished suddenly before the next scheduled observation in 1994. Yeah, it was gone in just 5 years. And we've lost any knowledge.
We used to do such cool things. I was just thinking about this. We used to do such cool things like sending fucking rockets into space to take pictures and send us back the information.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why don't we do that? We used to just do it for the love of the game. And now we're like, oh, it costs too much money. Oh, dude, we're America, goddammit. Like, come on.
Knowledge or science that we could
Accurate.
have derived from it. We've got no idea what we could have learned from it.
I did hear about
You
the
might say,
dark
what's the
spot.
big deal? The Great Red Spot.
It was
is
in
just
one
a
of
storm
it was in
on
one of my
Jupiter.
school books
If it
growing
was
up.
gone today or was never
Oh,
there
really?
to begin with,
Yeah.
makes no difference to us on Earth, right? Well, not quite. Actually, not by a long shot. So, what have we learned from the Great Red Spot that a generation
It's good
born
looking.
after, say, 2080 might never be able to confirm for themselves? Well, we've unlocked the mystery of Jupiter's deep cloud structure and 3 different cloud layers through infrared spectroscopy, enabled by the atmospheric thinning effect at the heart of the Great Red
Oh.
Spot. Knowledge that's key to understanding gas giants. Studying the Great Red Spot has given scientists some of the most detailed data on how giant, long-lived vortex systems sustain themselves. And in practical terms for Earth, that research has fed into the wider field of geophysical fluid dynamics and models of the oceans.
Oh, that's pretty
On
fucking
Earth,
cool. I didn't know that.
we study the Coriolis.
I would love. I if it's just liquid hydrogen out there, man, we could like use that, right? Just have this like fucking station outside, just sucking up their atmosphere.
Oh my god.
effect and how our
I
planet's
mean,
rotation shapes our
hypothetically,
weather
right?
patterns.
That would
By
take forever
studying
to
the Great
get
Red
here, though.
Spot and the Coriolis effect
Yeah,
at
but be
the
unlimited,
extreme
right?
scale and speed of Jupiter, scientists have confirmed
sure there's a
and
reason
refined its
behind why we can't
understanding
do
of the
that.
phenomena. And
Yet.
there are real-world applications of
Right.
this on Earth,
Yeah.
potentially
Yes.
even saving lives. Understanding how the Great Red Spot
Ooh, my
sustains
back.
itself against surrounding turbulence
My
gave
back's so
scientists
backy,
the
dude.
theoretical tools to study atmospheric blocking on Earth. Oh, what's atmospheric blocking? It's when large, high-pressure systems get stuck in one place, and that lack of movement in the atmosphere can cause heat waves and cold spells. That blocking
Yeah.
research now directly informs real decisions. When blocking is predicted weeks in advance, governments issue heat warnings, farmers adjust harvests, and food security modelers flag the risk of simultaneous crop failures across multiple continents. Without those food security warnings, one unlucky set of blocking events could cut global food production by 3% in a single year. And that's millions of tons of food absent from the global food supply. This isn't a hypothetical. There are things that we understand right now about Jupiter that future generations just won't be able to replicate. The data window is closing. And here's where this process challenges how we think about the universe. Because Jupiter's Great Red Spot isn't the only thing disappearing. Scientific evidence is being erased on a grand scale. And in most cases, we don't even know what's being lost. Because the disappearance of the Great Red Spot is just a mini version of what's happening all over the universe, to the entire universe itself. We think that there's a permanence to the universe, and since our lifespan is so short, and the lifespan of the universe is
Man,
so
we really suck at reacting to
incredibly
this.
long,
Bro,
it's not a
it's so interesting. I'm just watching it. My bad, guys. Like, this is crazy amount of information I'm just getting here. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, no, it's like this is interesting. This is cool, and we for like the last like 3 minutes we haven't said a word.
Yeah. Yeah, we dude, sometimes it's just good, right? Like, I mean, The fact that we learned all that from Jupiter, I didn't know that. That we like reverse constructed it based on like because we could phically see how the wind currents are working over there.
Yeah.
I was like,
Unreasonable to
that's
feel that the
fucking cool as
universe is just
shit.
always going to be here. Geological time is a little closer to us than cosmic time spans, and even that manages to completely fool us. We look at mountains and rivers and oceans and think, this must have always been this way. But even the continents were, cosmically speaking, very recently all fused together in a big landmass called Pangea. So,
Yeah,
like
that
the
was
Great Red
probably
Spot,
the
the
coolest
universe
part.
has
The coolest part of Earth was all the one spot.
They
we
also
know it
have
is
they also have maps of the Earth that are old as shit, where they had islands that were used to be there, and they were thinking, "Oh, this isn't real. Like they probably just messed up." But then they found evidence that there was great these islands on Earth, and they just sunk to the bottom of the ocean,
Yeah,
changing.
which could have
It's
or
happened, you
they
know,
smaller,
became
it's
earthquakes or
expanding,
something.
it's spreading out and
yeah.
disappearing.
Yeah, or you know, it's like it's not like maps were perfect. I'm not saying they weren't good, but they weren't perfect
And
either.
this
So
expansion
it could
is
be they did what they
accelerating.
thought was a big old island,
Galaxies
right?
are
Or wrote down
moving
as a
away
big
from
old
us
island was just like
faster than the speed of light.
the
We
wrong
already see
size.
vast swaths of empty space with absolutely nothing in them
But it's
between clusters
interesting,
of
super
galaxies.
interesting.
Think about a civilization that could evolve 2 trillion years from now.
Yeah, let's
They
do
would
it.
have an entirely different view of the universe. As they
Look at this triangle, people, bro.
It looks
evolve
like the Legend of Zelda.
to the point of having telescopes and pointing them and getting some science from the stars, they would see a few merged galaxies from their local group and nothing else.
Yeah,
No matter how
cool
big they
shit.
built their telescopes, they'd find nothing beyond their immediate neighborhood.
This is pretty cool.
It would be an
Yeah.
immense nothingness with no observable phenomena. Given that there would be nothing there, they might not even try to find anything way out there. They'd have no scientific reason to believe there would be anything to find. Their cosmology would be fundamentally missing something,
Man, I don't know. They had a space station.
and there'd be no way for them to correct it. And this universal disappearing act has happened before. Certain high energy cosmic events we now observe in distant galaxies are showing us the echo of the universe as it was billions of years ago.
Yeah.
A universe that no longer exists. We can observe residual phenomena for clues, but we can only guess at the original events. Like the cosmic microwave background radiation.
Yeah, yeah. I've seen this picture in a uh Michio Keiko book. Kaku. I forget how you pronounce that guy's name because I can't picture it. But I saw this map.
That's our clearest evidence of the Big Bang is redshifting as its energy is diluted. As it gets fainter, future civilizations will have a harder time detecting it.
They also discovered 3 galaxies older than the Big Bang. So do with
Oh,
that what you
really?
will. Yeah, I'll search it for you afterwards. After this video, I'll
Eventually,
search it up.
effectively, it'll be gone.
So it's like
Civilizations formed after
the Big
that would
Bang was
have
like a
no
theory after
evidence
all.
that the Big Bang ever happened.
Maybe.
They'd have a universe-sized hole in their science. So, where does that leave us? We can't stop the Great Red Spot from fading. We can't slow the expansion of the universe.
Nuke it.
There's nothing we can do. Except for one thing. You see, we didn't evolve 2 trillion years from now. We evolved here in this narrow window of cosmic time, a time when the Earth is old enough to have formed complex chemistry and life. But the universe is young enough that evidence of its history is still visible. We evolved at just the right time to map 2 trillion galaxies, and
I mean, that is true. Okay, I'm gonna pause this and just search this. Excuse the jobs, guys. I was looking at stuff. Uh, galaxies. Why am I spelling it so bad right now? Because it's an X, like a dummy. Galaxies found. Older. Big Bang. AI. AI is not gonna give you the right one. Here we go. I think it's this one.
Oh, there's that one below it too. That's oh.
There we go. According to the standard current model of cosmology, the age of the universe is close to 13.8 million years, or 13. No, sorry. Why would you put that in million years? 13,800 million years, based on high resolution sensitivity data from the James Webb Space Telescope, obtained when observing galaxies with redshift close to 8, which were in existence when the universe was only 600 million years old. The research team estimated that these galaxies have a 95% probability stellar populations with ages of populations ages between 900 and 2,400 million years. This would mean that their stars would have been formed several hundred million years before the Big Bang. The ranges of the estimated ages for these galaxies were obtained, assuming that stellar population and extinction of the light by interstellar dust can be modeled using parameters obtained from nearby galaxies. So, essentially, what they were saying, so it wasn't the whole galaxy that was found after the Big Bang, but it was discovered that stars in certain areas had to be around before the Big Bang, so the Big Bang couldn't have created stars, which
Right.
disproved the overall, in my understanding, I'm not an expert on this, but in my understanding, and from what I was reading on this other document, was that it disproved the fact that the Big Bang created everything.
But the Big Bang still existed according to this, but it didn't create everything.
Yeah. So it did. What it meant is it didn't disprove the Big Bang. It disproved like assumptions about the Big Bang creating everything, because it couldn't have done that if there were stars already in existence before it could have happened. And obviously,
Hmm.
science changes every day, and this doesn't mean like anything really in the scope of it, because it's still kind of like the best theory we have to go on. But what it does
Yeah.
do is open up like very cool fucking possibilities for how the universe was actually created,
Right.
which weren't being discussed before because we didn't have this information. But now we have information that's based, what they're basing it on is they're basing it on the light of dying stars in the oldest galaxies in the universe that we have mapped,
Yeah.
and by the average energy dissipation of stars, like as their lights disappear, right? Like right
Right.
now in the night sky, you go up and you see millions of stars, but like 400 years ago, 500 years ago, they looked up in the night sky and maybe saw like hundreds of millions or more.
So it's brighter a while ago.
Yeah. And you could just see, they could still see the light of stars that had died that we can't see today.
So was the Big Bang just a star that exploded then?
No idea. It would have had to be matter, like two forces of matter to
Yeah.
blow up. And the only reason they think it was like a big bang that collided like that and caused an explosion is because of the fact that they've discovered evidence that the universe is at a slow rate constantly expanding.
Right.
Yeah. Like still as the result maybe of this cosmic explosion that led to the creation of stuff.
I'm not a scientist. I don't get paid to know this stuff.
Yeah. But it's interesting, right? So it's just
It's
like,
interesting. I like learning about it, but I don't I'm no expert at it is what I'm trying to say.
yeah, of course. And like I was just trying to explain it as the person that I read the information from, who was an expert, made it easy to understand. As but they explained it, admittedly they explained it as like they found galaxies older than the Big Bang, when that's not what that article was saying. That, obviously I just quoted it, where it said that suns or stars were found older than the Big Bang, and that's still a big deal. It's a huge deal. You're talking about stars being around like 2 or 300 million years before the Big Bang happened. That's massive. Like that was
Yeah.
before. If you had said that like 10 years ago or something, or 13 years ago, if you had said that then, people would have laughed at you, and been like, "Oh, you're an idiot." But now it's like, well,
Right.
what now, bitch?
Right.
I mean, not to me, but scientists would have said that to each other.
Right.
Let's
To detect the
watch the
echo
last
of the
little bit
Big
of this.
Bang and to pinpoint the origins of the universe. We're here to observe stars being born in nebulae that won't exist in a million years.
Yeah,
And closer to home, we observe and study a 350-year-old storm on a planet 600 million kilometers away at a time when we are technologically evolved enough to understand what it means. The civilization that will come after us, if and when they will appear, they'll inherit a quieter, darker, less legible universe.
maybe a
They'll do
cooler.
extraordinary science with what they have, but they won't have what we have.
You don't
Your
know that.
grandkids may never see the great red spot in the night sky.
Or it
It's
could
a
just
real
reform again.
possibility.
That one
And
will just
that's a
poop out,
huge
and then another
loss.
one would go.
Think about every civilization
Right.
that has risen and fallen, leaving monuments to their
I do like the fact that this guy does this stuff and goes down these little rabbit holes, but I think it'll make that big a difference. Not unless we go through like a civilizational collapse where all data is like erased and it's like a reset. But if we have all the data that we have now, and the internet's still working to any degree, then they'll build their knowledge off of the mountain of knowledge that we already have. So they would know that Jupiter had a storm and then it disappeared, and therefore it would be inconsequential altogether. Like the only
Now,
way that what he's suggesting would happen is if we had a societal collapse where all information was lost somehow,
so um
or the human
yeah,
race
well,
dies.
you just said if information was lost and stuff. There is a back in the past, back in BC, we're a lot more technologically advanced than people previously thought we were.
Oh yeah,
Like when you look at ancient Egyptian statues, I think it's Egypt. They have completely spherical balls made of stone that they would have had to do by hand. They did they used calipers and whatever, and they found out that they're both exactly the same measurements as each other.
yeah,
So that's why they think that in the past we're a lot more advanced than we were, and maybe we could even end up going that down that path again in the future. Did you hear about that?
yeah. But I kind of take those things with a grain of salt. You know what I mean?
Well,
Because
yeah, you have to.
well, not only that, it's just because it's like, ooh, they cut things to the same size. And I was like, yeah, so there were master craftsmen back then,
True.
right? In the same way that a master craftsman today, like, and they do still exist, will like hand or eyeball measure things sometimes and cut the same size like 42 million times in a row. It's like,
Yeah.
people are just impressive sometimes, which is, but I'm not discrediting what you're saying. Like, it's possible, right? Super possible. But it's just like,
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know, man. I've seen some humans do some crazy shit, right? Those people that do this thing where it's like, you shouldn't be able to do that, but they just like perfected their perfect timing or whatever.
Well, the other thing is they don't know how some of the people in the past did the things that they did because it wouldn't make any sense. Kind of like they finally figured out how they did the pyramids. It's because that place used to be really, uh like not deserty. It was like an Amazonian forest. So there's a lot of water there, and that helped bring the big stone blocks up
I
by
don't know about.
transporting them.
I don't know about that. I think during the time the pyramids was made, it was still a desert. Um,
Was it though?
yeah, yeah. Like when the
Wait a
Sphinx
minute.
was made, because let's be fair, the Egyptians that made the pyramids were studying Egyptians that made the Sphinx, right? And then they built over the Sphinx. They like redid it, you know? So
Let me look that up really quick. Let me fact check that. Because, like,
yeah.
I could have sworn I read somewhere that they had a bunch of water and that's what helped made the uh, pyramids.
Solid maybe. I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm just saying I was like, I don't know about all that.
How do you spell Egypt?
Egypt. That was a bad speller, Megan. You laughed at me earlier. And then you went and spelled bad.
Making the Yes, water played a significant role in transporting and possibly lifting stones during the construction of Egyptian pyramids, though the
Keyword.
exact methods remain debated.
The keyword. Possibly.
Possibly.
Possibly. Maybe. Yeah,
Well, I'm looking
I
at BBC.
yeah, but yeah, I ain't placing no bets on possibly. You know what I mean? Possibly. I'll place my bets on definitely for sure because we found a diagram of how they did it exactly. Everything else is just a guess, baby. Yeah.
Hmm. Well,
Science.
according to this, there's actually water inside the pyramids.
I mean,
Interesting.
that's cool. So they like route some of the Nile over there or something?
I have no idea.
Yeah, me neither. But
Do you want me
anyway,
do you want me to send you the article?
yeah, why not? Let's take a look at it real fast.
I'll send. Do you want me to send it to you on Discord or?
Sure.
Because I thought that was interesting. I know we're completely off topic here on our video,
Yeah,
but we can read it together.
the Egyptians used a lift to build a pyramid. Pyramids of Egypt were built thousands of years ago, but how were they put together has baffled scientists for a long time. However, experts now think they might have solved the mystery. A new study suggests that ancient Egyptians used a water lift inside the pyramid. It was to help raise heavy stones through the chamber like magma moving up a volcano.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
I mean, that is pretty neat, but man,
Hard to believe, right?
but yeah, like, where's the proof, though? That's what I'm looking for. I'm like, where's the evidence? It just says maybe. It's like, ooh, maybe they could have done it. But there would be some evidence left over if they did this. Keys.
Well, I don't think they were just bringing each individual rock up. Well, maybe they were.
You never know, man. Thousands and thousands of slaves, bro.
True. Very true.
So they just suggest a nearby stone structure called, I'm not going to try to murder that name, was designed to capture water from the surrounding area and transport it to the pyramid. Once inside a flow system was used. I like how they go back and forth between their language. They're like, it might have happened like this. And then over here it's like they did it 100%. You just probably see a picture of the alien guy right here, like whoosh, aliens.
Well,
You
it's
know?
worth looking at the article anyways.
No, it's
I just thought
interesting.
it was interesting.
Oh, it's super interesting. It's super interesting. Anyway, guys, that'll be it for this video and about the solar system, and then somebody had to bring up ancient Egypt. Whatever that was. Me.
There should be.
Or maybe it was Megan. I don't remember anymore.
I think it was you, and then I was talking about a different place.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. All right. Anyway, have a good day, guys. Bye bye.